when the Saints go marching in. Oh, when the Saints go marching in.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome your New Orleans Saints?
On the visitor's sideline, Niners head coach Kyle Shanahan. His guys falling in the season opener, getting a second straight road game to start the season. On the other sideline, it is the head coach of the Saints. His guys, on the other hand, were winners in their opener a week ago, so they'll try to make it 2-0 to start the season. Settle in. We think we've got a good one. Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen with you. Off we go here in New Orleans. And this one sent all the way over the back line. No thought of putting this in the landing area. So it'll come out per the new rule to the 35-yard line. Here's Christian McCaffrey to get things started. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. About 15 yards to kick off the drive. It's a first down.
And his run game certainly didn't waste any time getting settled in. Nice job by the offensive line. Displacing defenders at the point of attack and allows the back to pick up a nice chunk to get this game rolling.
And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up second down. Well, we have a moment while we take a look at the key inactives not playing in the ball game here this afternoon. Second and 10. Out of the gun. It's Purdy. And he'll just bite the ball and throw this one away. That's a good idea. Didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up third down.
They just have to be more creative with their route concepts, Mike. I mean, there's nobody open, nowhere to go with the ball, and quarterback's just forced to throw that one away.
Third down. Purdy. He's going to air this one out. This one down the field, but lined up incomplete. Ricky Pearsall, the intended receiver. And that's going to lead to a fourth down. On fourth down, the Niners send out the veteran Thomas Morstead to punt. Oh, that is terrific.
The Saints take
Out of
over
bounds,
first and 10.
inside the 5-yard line. So the Saints ready to go to work on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by a young man who's making a name for himself, their rookie quarterback.
Nothing real fancy when you look back on last week's game, Mike. I mean, he had the 2 touchdown passes, of course, the 1 interception he'd love to have back. But for the most part, I thought he was really efficient. I thought he did a nice job operating the system. And there's actually some more plays that he left out there. So I think he can build off a lot of that and try to improve in this one today. And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game. But when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for. It's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
Wow, they are moving the ball to start this drive. 21 on that play. Ready, go. They'll stay on the ground and stay with Bigsby. They'll mark them down up at the 44-yard line. Give them 10 more on that one. Just another first down.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Let's go now. 60.
Once again, it's Bigsby. Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. Full hook them in on the tackle.
second and 9. At the
Ready?
46-yard
From the
line.
46. Here's 2nd and 9.
Here we go. Set. Go.
Straight ahead, it's Bigsby. They'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
A loss
3rd
of
and
2
10.
brings up 3rd and 10.
Get it. Liking 18. 70 Ranger. 70 Ranger.
Shotgun now for Jones. His first throw of the game is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Cole Holcomb.
I think he chalked this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal baller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
A first down throw for Purdy. Open man is Jennings. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line. A gain of 17 yards. It's good for a Niners first down.
That's a nice grab for his first catch of the game, Mike. And he's someone that the play caller has told us he wants to get him early touches, get him a feel for the game. A nice job there making that happen.
McCaffrey now on 1st and 10. Well, trying to get back to the line, but he's not happening. Going to lose a yard.
These are the impact plays that this linebacker is capable of, Mike. Not only dissecting and determining where the ball was going, but then to shoot through the line of scrimmage and make this tackle for a loss. That's a big-time play by a really good player.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Throwing from the gun is Purdy. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
Gain of 7 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Out of the gun, here's Purdy. On the move left.
Great reaction by the defense. At first, Mike, it looked like there was enough room out there for the quarterback to pick this one up himself, but they were able to rally to the ball, and I think the officials are going to mark him just short.
Early big play here. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Now Purdy. That's taken in, and he gets out wide. He'll go to the end zone. Christian McCaffrey, touchdown San Francisco. That his first touchdown of the new year.
You know, Mike, I think we're going to see a lot of this, and you know why? It's the new kickoff rule. So think about it. In the old days, you'd kick a field goal, you'd kick a touchback, and your opponent would have the ball on the 20. You didn't give up as much field position, but you only got 3 points. Nowadays, you go for 3 points and you kick a touchback. They get the ball on the 35. It's almost 30 yards of field position. You're just better off going for touchdowns when you get in here tight.
So now, after the touchdown, Pinheiro out to kick it away. Now return coming from the 7. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Ready, set.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10.
Go.
They're going to start this on the ground with Bigsby. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Let's go now.
At the 30-yard line.
70 Timberwolves. Dragon 60. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. Ready.
From the gun, it's Jones. Brought in by Chris Olave. Loose inside the 30. And he will go all the way. Chris Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans. That is 2nd TD catch of the season.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back. Even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan, everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
Extra point by Little is good. Saints will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. So back to level after the touchdown. Time for the kickoff. On the return, it is Trey Tucker. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. Here's the San Francisco offense, ready to take possession of the ball once more. Greg, it's one of those weird feelings you build all year for the opener. When you play a tight game and lose, it kind of changes the feeling coming into this week a little bit.
Yeah, it certainly does, and if you're not careful, what's that cardinal rule? You don't want one loss to turn into 2, one bad play to turn into 2. The best teams in this league, Mike, they have an uncanny ability that regardless, good or bad, blowout or close one from the previous week before, it doesn't lead into the next week's work and ultimately the next week's game. So we'll find out, were they able to learn from the good? And there certainly was a lot of it. But can they move forward today and not let the disappointment of last week trickle into today?
Play fake to McCaffrey. Now, Purdy. He'll push it downfield. This one for Kittle. That's going to be incomplete. Covered very good there. And contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down.
I know it fell for an incompletion, but pretty impressive. He was able to push that ball really far downfield as he was being hit. Really says a lot about the arm strength that this quarterback has.
Purdy now on 3rd and 2. And that is incomplete.
But here we find the best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chain. We want to stay on schedule. This was a 3rd and very reasonable. Incomplete on that 3rd down try. Now brings up 4th and short.
This one fielded out beyond the 25. And how about that? Nice return there, picking his way up past the 35-yard line. So Chris Olave and the rest of the Saints offense getting ready for their next possession. And what a start he's off to. You don't want to start prorating numbers out for 4 quarters, but fair to say, this defense going to have to find some way to slow him down. On play action, it's Jones. A throw left side, taken in by Wilson. And he's going to be out of bounds. Terrific start to this drive. Gain of 23 and a 1st down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
He'll run the toss with Bigsby. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. He dropped for the loss of a yard.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
That one's complete. It's Tate Bigsby. And it looks like he's going to come up just short of the 1st down. And about a yard shy of what they needed. They'll have to pick it up on 3rd down. Now a handoff, the tight end in the running game. And he's going to have the Saints 1st down. At least it appears that way. Didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Ready?
A run. It's Bigsby. Not much there. Maybe a yard. 2nd down. 8 to go from the 28.
2nd and 8 at the Niners' 28-yard line.
touchdown apiece here in the first quarter of play. Harris Evans on the scoreboard. More from New Orleans after this. It's the Saints with the football here as quarter 2 begins. They've got a 2nd and 8 coming up. On 2nd down, Bigsby. And it'll be a pickup of 3. So 3rd down, forthcoming.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 5.
60 Eagles, 6, Buffalo 18.
Working from the gun, it's Jones. Outline, that's Bigsby. 2nd time they've hooked up on this drive. This one good for 12 and a first down.
That's another Saints first down. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game.
And he will get into the end zone. Hank Bigsby, touchdown Saints. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the year.
You just don't see these kind of holes too often at this NFL level, Mike. And you can see once he got the ball, the clear line to the end zone, he doesn't get touched. And an unfortunate defensive breakdown here ends up costing him 6 points.
Little on now for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Saints will move out to a 14-7 lead.
49ers 7.
Before he gets out on defense, here is Justin Reed to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Tucker. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The 49ers offense ready to take over possession of the football. Greg, you take a peek back and look at the NFC West in totality. You just are reminded of how quick things change. I don't think anybody in the country thought the 49ers would be the last place team in this division last year. Shows you, one, how changeable it is, but also the quality of teams in this division.
Absolutely. And I mean, they were the Super Bowl favorite, at least out of the NFC a year ago, and then to find themselves 6-11 at the bottom, looking up. Pretty remarkable, but to your point, Mike, it just shows health, a little bit of good fortune. The other teams in your division, if they're a little weaker, your path is stronger. There's so many elements. The way the NFL schedule is set up, it's all tied. If you're good, we're trying to bring you back down towards the middle. If you're bad, we're trying to bring you up towards the middle. It's a league of parity. It's a league of ups and downs. And the teams that can break through that and sustain success, we got to give them a lot of credit.
And what I love about this division, Greg, the Saints have got it. His way into the end zone. The bubble recovery and the great return for the touchdown. And Greg, you talked about it all week. Not just stop them with the defense, but make impact plays, and that is as big a play as you can ask for.
Yeah, across the league, like, this continues to be a huge point of emphasis. Every defensive coach starts practice with takeaway circuits. How can we find ways to take the ball away? In this case, they forced the fumble, scoop, score, 6 points.
Here's Cam Little for PAT. He's got it. Saints will take a 21-7 lead.
49ers 7.
Before he gets out on defense, here is Justin Reed to kick this one away. We'll go ahead and just seed the touchback here. This ball over the back line. It'll come out to the 35. The Niners offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. Well, Greg, as the season starts, really the season never ends. Think back to the schedule release. The draft has become this multi-day huge event. Green Bay crushed it with all the folks around the stadium in Lambeau, and some big names will be tied to that draft forever. A couple of the rookies that you've watched that are just sticking out in your mind. Interested to see how they fit in the league as this season gets going.
Yeah, you know, obviously so much attention around the quarterback position. And Cam Ward goes number 1, and obviously Shore and all the conversations around that as the draft unfolded. But I think the guy that's going to be fun to watch when you talk about fit, when you look at Ashton Jeanty, he gets drafted by Vegas. He's now with the Raiders. Pete Carroll. He kind of has the feel of, is he his Marshawn Lynch? Is he the bell cow back under center, Geno Smith, play action, set up that run game, play good defense? This feels like the early path Pete Carroll took when he took over in Seattle and turned them into a Super Bowl champion. So I'm not saying Genty's Marshawn Lynch, but he certainly feels like that's the fit the Raiders were going for when they took him with their first-round pick.
Hey, let me ask you about Travis Hunter. Of course, a Heisman winner. Colorado, great play, both sides of the ball as a receiver and a corner. You know, Greg, it's hard to come in this league and play well on one side of the ball. Is it realistic to think you may see him on both offense and defense?
That's the million-dollar question, and I think to start, you have to say, okay, let's hang our hat on something. And I think when you look at the league, where is it harder to find impactful players? I believe it's harder to find in harder position. I think the league favors the offense with the rules and the play style. So if I'm Jacksonville, I'm making Travis Hunter a defensive back on day 1, and then I'm going to package my offensive plays around his skill set to take advantage of him as a wide receiver. And then as time goes on, it will eventually unfold where he'll be able to have a role on both sides of the ball more consistently. So if I was in Jacksonville, that's what I would do. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see how fast and how big of a role on both sides they give Hunter early in his rookie year.
This one caught at the floor.
A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. They knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
And the fellas, they stop it for no gain at the full.
It makes sense on 2nd and goal, Mike, to keep this ball on the ground. You always have 3rd down again to finally punch it in. But now after the defense forces you backwards, I think you have to consider putting this one in the air here on 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal. Purdy. That is caught side of the end zone. Jawan Jennings. Touchdown. 49ers.
And what a fitting end to this drive, Mike. It only makes sense that he's the one that gets the ball in the end zone after making a handful of clutch plays prior to the touchdown. That was just a textbook example of one guy taking over the game.
Extra point by Pinheiro is good. And the 49ers draw closer here. It's 21-14. So now after the touchdown, Pinheiro out to kick it away. A safe kick taken at the 5. And he's stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. The Saints offense and Tank Bigsby getting ready to take over. So, Greg, let's pull back big picture and talk NFC South for a second, a division that you know so well. We've got teams that have been to the Super Bowl in the last 15 or so years out of this division, yet people overlook it at times, and maybe they've overlooked how good Tampa's been the last 4 years, too.
Well, it's funny, Mike, you think it wasn't very long ago that the NFC South was the toughest division in football. I mean, you mentioned Super Bowl teams. Tampa Bay won one recently with Brady. And then Atlanta, they make a Super Bowl with Matt Ryan. And New Orleans, and obviously the success they had with Drew Brees. And Carolina, we played in a Super Bowl. I mean, this was a division you didn't want to play. No, they've all fallen on their resets. New coaches, new quarterbacks. Tampa Bay has done the best job weathering and taking advantage of their rebuild and their next era in the midst of a down division. So, big reason they've won 4 in a row. Can Atlanta, can Carolina, New Orleans, can they catch up? Because right now, like you said, Tampa Bay's been the dominant team in this division.
Greg, you lived it, you know it. While these may not be the biggest markets in the league, the rivalries amongst these teams really elevates what you see when you watch the NFC South go head-to-head, too.
Yeah, and over the years, there's been some major games played between Hall of Fame quarterbacks in uniform for all these teams. So it has a lot more history and a lot more kind of relevance than maybe it feels as of late. The markets are a little smaller. The teams have been down. They might not have the premier star players that they had in past generations. So they've got to continue to rebuild these rosters, continue to have these new coaches find their footing. And, you know, we might be a year or two away from the NFC South getting back to what it used to be.
Here we go. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Hey.
Jones now on first down. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got it.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we're going to see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
Come on, come on.
To throw is Jones. He'll get back to Wilson. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with third down.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, like, how well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And you can cut like this guy. I'm not sure how you work.
That's his first reception of the ballgame, and it really comes at a good time as they get the conversion on third down.
That's another Saints first down.
Now they give it to Bigsby, heading right. He's able to get away from one man, but the reinforcements were there for that. He's taken down for a loss on the play. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13.
Cougar 19.
To throw, it's Jones. Looking for his tight end on the corner route. He's got it. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
A gain of 13.
Look at this. They go with their tight end on third down. And he's going to have the first down. Just past the marker. It is 1st and goal. Cam Little for this field goal attempt. This about as short as you can get. Little's kick is good. And the Saints can extend their lead. It's now 24-14.
What a methodical drive to close this half out. I mean, let's not forget, Mike, they get the ball after the break as well, so they get back-to-back. They call it doubling up possessions. Last one of the first half, first one of the second half. It's a great opportunity to put some distance between you and the opponent.
The return is Tucker. Halftime straight ahead, and we send it over to Scott Hansen, who has the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. We enjoyed it so much last week, the EA folks said, hey, come back, let's do it again. So here we are, week 2. Let's get after it. Our trip around the NFL starts now. At Lambeau Field in Green Bay, the Packers at home to take on the Commanders.